Long ago, in the days when the world was still young and the earth remembered the breath of the first mountains, there came a strange age that was later called the era of the ancient sun. In those times, countless creatures roamed the land, but the greatest wonder of all was the gathering of a vast settlement, 100,000 elder dinosaurs. These dinosaurs were nothing like the young and strong hunters or swift lizards that chased their prey. They were old, dignified, and wise. Each had walked a long path, from youth, when the earth boiled with volcanoes, to mature years, when forests covered horizons and new rivers split the continent into parts. They remembered how new mountains were born, how oceans withdrew and returned, how old species vanished and new ones appeared. Their bodies looked like living monuments of time. Green cushions of moss grew on their backs, tiny flowers bloomed on their horns and crests, and scars from ancient battles turned into patterns that resembled riverbeds. In their eyes glowed a quiet depth, as if each dinosaur carried a fragment of the sky within. Life on the plains. All 100,000 gathered on a vast plain, where the grass whispered in the wind and the horizon seemed endless. There they built their camp. During the day they walked slowly, forming great circles and telling each other memories. Some recalled the first fern forests where they hid from predators, others, mighty battles with gigantic beasts. But most often the old dinosaurs spoke not of fear or struggle, but of the beauty of the world. The sunrises over the ocean, the warm rains, the scent of fresh grass. Their stories flowed into a great oral chronicle, a book of life written in memory. Young dinosaurs from distant lands came to listen to these ancient storytellers, for they knew that every word was worth more than stone or gold. Singing under the stars. When the sun set and the sky grew dark, the most magical part of the day began. 100,000 elder dinosaurs lifted their heads toward the stars and began to sing. Their voices were deep, heavy like the rumble of thunder, yet melodic like the rolling waves of the ocean. This song was not mere music, it was a spell of memory. It reminded the earth of its ancient past, and the sky of its bond with the living. The wind carried these sounds across hundreds of kilometers. Eagles awoke in the mountains, animals froze in the forests, and even rivers seemed to slow down, listening to the ancient melody. Young dinosaurs traveled at night to join this choir. They lay down on the ground and felt how the low waves of singing made the very planet tremble. Many wept, though they did not know why. It is said that in those moments, everyone who listened felt themselves part of an immortal history. The journey to the ocean. But time passed. One day the eldest among them, a massive gray brontosaurus with a cracked crest, raised his head and said, "The time has come for our final journey. We must reach the edge of the earth and give ourselves to the ocean." And 100,000 old dinosaurs set out. It was a procession both majestic and slow. They walked for days and nights, and above them the sky kept changing. Storms thundered, the gentle moon rose, crimson dawns broke. Even the clouds moved aside, opening their path, for nature itself understood the importance of this journey. Along the way they passed through forests they themselves had once planted with their steps, across rivers that remembered their ancient tracks, through mountains where long ago they had fought predators. Everywhere, young creatures came out to meet them, honoring their passage with songs and reverence. The last shore. When at last they reached the ocean, it was dawn. The sun rose above the water, and the waves shone like gold. 100,000 dinosaurs stopped at the shore. They gazed at the sea for a long time in silence, for words were no longer needed. Then each lay down on the sand. Their enormous bodies rested peacefully, as if the earth itself welcomed them back. And then a miracle occurred. Their backs began to glow with gentle light that rose upward. One by one, their bodies dissolved into radiance and new stars lit up in the sky. Thus 100,000 elder dinosaurs became the guardians of the heavens. And ever since, on the night sky, countless lights can be seen, and each star is the soul of a dinosaur, keeping the memory of the planet. And even now, when we look at the stars, it sometimes seems we can hear a quiet, deep song, like distant thunder. It is the old dinosaurs continuing their melody, so that the earth will never forget its own history.